What's up, gingos? Today I want to talk about my extreme views on depression, poor people, and fat people. And I'm making this video just in case I want to see if other people agree with me. I want to see if the others, like, if everyone doesn't agree with me and they want to, argue with me in the comments. I have an open mind. I like displaying my thoughts as they should be. And maybe in a couple years back, maybe in a couple years from now, I'll watch this back and be like, damn, what was I thinking? Or I'll be like, you know what, I was right, and look how society is, this and that, whatever, right? So I think this is a very important video, and I feel like it's just like, if you're in one of the stages that I'm talking about, then this should be a good motivating video for you to actually change. So my extreme views on, like, people, I'll go through them each, right? So if you're poor, look, everybody has different life circumstances. Everybody has different upbringings, this and that, genetics, nature, nurture. All the bullshit that you can bring up. If you are poor and you do nothing to fix that, then it is your fault, and you deserve all the hardship that comes upon you. And I know people hear that I'm offering, like, oh my God, you're such a horrible person, you have no empathy, this and that. It's like, if I see someone who's poor and they're actually working a job, whether it's minimum wage or whatever job they're doing, then this doesn't apply to them. This is for people who are poor and they do nothing about being poor, but they complain, they ask for help, but they do nothing with it. They ask for advice, they do nothing with it. I hate those type of people. Same thing with the people that are depressed. If you are depressed, every day you're sad, and people are giving you advice, practical, real, actionable advice, and you're not taking it, you deserve the depression, you deserve the sadness, all the things that you do to yourself, all the things that life does to you, you deserve it. And it's like, again, I know it's gonna sound horrible, but it's like, these people, you have to understand, these people are in, same thing with fat people. I'll just go through all of them, right? If you're fat and every day you're eating fucking junk food, you're a hermit, all you do is sit on your couch and eat cheese balls and watch Netflix all day, and you wonder why you're like fat and disgusting and nobody likes you and none of your clothes fit, and you do nothing about it. Like, people are telling you there's literally gyms everywhere, there's healthy food options everywhere, and you are like consciously choosing to do the wrong thing every single day. And for you to complain about it or ask for advice or ask for help, you're a lost cause and you deserve to be eradicated, extinct, or whatever, right? And again, it sounds horrible. It is what it is. It's extreme views for a reason. And I say this in terms of people who consciously choose to do the wrong things and then have the audacity to complain or ask for help. How can you complain about your situation when you are the one putting yourself in that situation? It pisses me off so much. And people like that, I'll never give them advice. Like, I'll give them advice once. If they don't follow upon it, I'll never give them advice ever again. I don't even try having conversation with these people because they're so small-minded and they love externally blaming the world rather than themselves, when they know it's not the world can create as much cheese balls as they want, the world can create as much gyms as they want. It doesn't matter. You are actively choosing to take upon the wrong decision every day. And these people are so, like, audacious. Like, it's so nasty and disgusting for them to act the way they act and then complain. Like, I hate people who, like, complaining is like one of the worst. Like, you complain, and if I have to hear it, I'm annoyed, right? And if I complain and I have to hear it myself, I'm annoyed, right? So complaining doesn't help anyone or anything. It just helps these people who are very, I don't know what to call them, like low-life incels or whatever. Low-life people. Let's just call them low-life people. Low-life people like being with other low-life people. So when you're fat, you're depressed, and you're poor, it's easier to complain than actually work upon changing it, right? So these people, these low-lives, they love complaining, because when they complain, other low-lives complain with them. They feel like they're in some sort of group. They don't realize they're in a group of low-lives, and they're all losers, and they're all just farthest, like, whatever success is to you, whether it's losing weight, becoming rich, or just being, like, in a happy, normal mood, you putting yourself in a group with other people is only worsening the situation for you, because you are who you surround yourself with. So now that maybe you're poor and you're fat, and now you're gonna become depressed because you also surround yourself with other poor, depressed people who are just, you are who you surround yourself with, right? And so these people, they love this, like, little, I don't know what the terminology would be, but, like, humans love being in groups. That's how we were, like, born, right? Through evolution, humans were always in groups. And if you saw a group running, like back in the day when they were hunting and some fucking lion, saber-toothed lion came up, if one person ran, they all ran. It was like a group mindset. They all hunted together, they stayed together, right? So naturally humans like being with other humans, right? And when you are a lowlife, you surround yourself with other lowlifes because again, it's easier than having to actually go find someone who's worth surrounding yourself with. It takes longer, it's harder to approach them, and you need to actually bring them some sort of value. With other lowlifes, you complain, then they complain, and they're like, oh my god, you're so much like me. They stay together and they stay fucking losers forever. And my extreme view comes from the idea that they do nothing to change their situation. And if you're gonna do nothing to change your situation, don't complain about it. Don't ask for advice, because now you're wasting both of our time. And it's just so baffling to see, because there's so much solutions out there. And given that we're in the age of internet where everything is literally online, there's literally nothing you can't look up. Literally nothing. And if you're fat, poor, depressed, you can easily find ways to resolve that situation, even if it's slow, even if it took you 1 year, 2 years, right? Let's just play out the scenario. You're fat or you're depressed, right? And you're like, oh, it's gonna take me 1 year or 2 years to become happy or become in shape. Would you rather be fat for 60 years? Like, I don't understand how their mindset works. And it's like, this is why I can't even talk to them, because their mind is so small. It pisses me off just even arguing with them, because it's very illogical and it's just emotional and laziness. It's like, other fat people have gotten skinny, other depressed people have gotten happy, other poor people have gotten rich. So that just proves that humans are capable of doing that. And you yourself are choosing to take no accountability, and you know it's easier to complain than actually put in the work. So that's the route you take. And then you have the audacity to complain. It makes no sense. And so people like this are very common. Like, you'll see people who will say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym next week. And when next week comes, they say, I'm gonna go next week, and then next week. And the next week comes and they say next week, right? It's like a constant loop where because they're telling themselves, I'm gonna go next week, that's enough for them to feel good about it. Oh yeah, I'm committed to next week. And then when next week comes, they commit to the week after, right? And so it's like this like loop, this like never ending horrible loop where they feel good just by saying it rather than actually doing. Because again, talking is easier than, like, you know, talking the talk is easy, not walking the walk isn't, right? And the only way for someone like this, anybody, if you want to have a goal achieved and you're telling yourself, oh, I need to do so and so, you know the action you need to do, you need to do it immediately. If you tell yourself, I'm going to do it tomorrow, next week, you already failed. As soon as you think of it, you need to do it right then and there. These people that are depressed, like, oh my, like, it's disgusting. The way they live their life, it's so logical. It makes so much sense why they're depressed. There's so much studies out there that show, like, eating junk food, or like, you know, sleeping late or waking up late, not getting any sun, not having any active movement, not having any contribution to society, whatever that may be, causes depression, right? All these little things. And the way that depressed people live, where they're like, they stay up late, like crying, complaining, watching shows, and then they end up eating some garbage, then they fall asleep, then they wake up in the middle of the day, they get no sun, and then they like have no job because they're like, oh, it's so hard to get a job, I don't feel like applying, I'm poor, whatever, right? And it's like everything they do contributes to why they're depressed, and they ask why they're depressed. It's like, look at the way you're fucking living. I'm telling you, wake up early, I'm telling you stop eating at night, I'm telling you go to the gym, I'm telling you get a job. And it's like, you're not doing any of these things, and you're wondering why you're in this constant loop of just horribleness. And then everybody keeps telling them this advice, and I genuinely feel like people that are in like these low lives almost like the sympathy or empathy or whatever it may be, the attention they get from people feeling sorry for them. So like all these people are like, oh, it's okay, you're not that fat, oh, it's okay, you're not that poor, you still got a lot of life to live, oh, this and that. It's like they love that, they eat off it, they crave it, because it's like that's the only attention they get, and it like reinforces their need to not work on the thing, because if they work on it, they probably won't get this attention anymore. Now people don't feel bad for them, and it's like if people feel bad for you, it makes it that much more like livable, I guess. Like it becomes more accepting to yourself that you are in that stage per se, like rather than just like, I don't know how to explain the psychology behind it, but I've read about it a little bit, and it's like when you have people feeling bad for you, you can accept that life just sucks, or the bad things that's happened to you, rather than like if people are like, oh no, like you need to work on that, oh yeah, you're a bum. Like if they were actually talking shit about you, you would actually change it. But because people are feeling bad for you, you allow it to happen, you get the attention, and you accept it. So I don't know if this is considered extreme. I think it's considered quite logical. If you are a low life and you do nothing to change it, then you deserve everything that bad that happens to you, you deserve all of it. You deserve to become eradicated. You deserve to become extinct. You deserve to be removed from the genetic pool, because I don't want my kids to even like look at people like you and ever think it's acceptable. Because when I have kids one day, I'm gonna have them do self-improvement. I'm gonna make them maximize and optimize their life so that they're never unhappy, they're not poor, they're not unfit. It's like those like three of the most, not basic, but major parts of everyone's life. Like everybody thinks about those three: health, wealth, and relationships, or just mood or whatever. And for you to just ruin all three, you're granted to not have success or happiness in your life. And therefore, get removed from our pool, the gene pool. Like don't ruin everybody else's chances of evolution and getting better and optimizing their life because you're too lazy. Like you're lazy, sit in that couch and like rest for life there or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's a little drastic, maybe it's a little extreme. Open to seeing what other people say, but for all my people who are in low lives or high lives, we're gonna keep improving, we're gonna keep winning, and we're gonna make the gene pool better.